Hey guys, very, very excited to be here sharing with you all some information about Q Sciences and to introduce our very special guest in a few minutes. But before I do that, I'm Pina. I'm located in South Australia, just near the Barossa Valley wine region. Most of you might know it. I'm married to David. We have 6 children, 5 girls and a little boy. We also own an executive recruitment agency, so we place professionals and senior executives into permanent jobs every day across Australia. We have been doing this for almost 20 years, but I found network marketing several years ago when my 4th daughter was born, and there was a little bit of a tragedy, and we rethought all of life, everything that we do, where we spend our time, how we're attached to physical material things, and we rethought everything. And at that moment, I was very, very open to network marketing, had never done it before. And within a short space of time, 12 months, I threw myself into network marketing, sharing some products that I was in love with, and it just happened. Step after step, it just happened. And I have successfully become a 6-figure earner in network marketing, so outside of my day job, which has just been an amazing blessing for our family. Earlier this year, I started seeing a lot of very high-level leaders and other network marketers going over to Q Sciences. And I wasn't paying attention, I was ignoring it, until one of my very, very treasured friends, Claudia, who you might have heard me talk about before, she took the step over to Q. And I wrote to her and I was like, what is going on? I knew what she was doing in her last company, and I was in awe of her bravery. And in such a short period of time, Claudia has built an incredible business. Brittany and Claudia both jumped on a call with me when I was curious just 3 months ago. And we talked about this amazing opportunity. And I think I instantly in my heart signed up, hadn't physically done it yet. But in this 3 months, what this team has done, this Australian baby, brand new team, with the guidance of Brittany and Claudia, it has been incredible. And if you're not a part of it yet, sit back, open your heart and just have a listen. I'm going to hand it over now to Brittany, who's been an amazing mentor to me. She is a young mum, 3 children. One of them is a new baby. I'm not clucking at all. And what she has done in such a short period of time at Q Sciences has really been so impressive. I know what it's like to work around kids and families and husbands, and she has just blown me away. You'll know in a minute what I'm talking about. She is so treasured to me. She's the teacher. She teaches us, and it comes right down to those little baby steps that we're learning from her on how to do this in Australia and how to build lives for people in Australia outside of what's happening at the moment. So, Brittany, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you so much for being here. It's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit over here. So I know that over where you are in Nashville, it is like freezing. So
it's freezing.
Yeah.
It's freezing here, and it snowed today. It was actually very beautiful. So I just stay inside and stay warm. But yes, it's freezing here. I'm a little bit jealous of your sunshine. But thank you so much, Pina. I'm really excited to be here. I'm excited to chat with you and tell you why I chose this company. And a lot of it is actually very similar to what Pina just shared about herself. I had some experience in this industry. I was with another company for a couple years. I actually, let's back up, because a lot of you maybe have never done this before. I was really skeptical, and I was actually one of those people that judged people for doing a business like this. Like, I thought it was one of those pyramid things, and like I was totally better than that. Okay. You wouldn't have caught me dead doing something like this. But in 2017, my sister-in-law shared some products with me that she was loving. And I tried them. I liked them. And so, you guys, what do we naturally do when we like something? We share it. It's just like natural instinct. So I shared it. I started earning a little bit of money, and I was like, wow, okay, well, I don't have a college degree. And I have at the time I had 2 little girls at home. And when I got a paycheck, I was like, maybe there is something to this. And that's where my belief in what was possible in this industry began. So I started there and I found some success. And it was I learned a lot, but it came to a point where I learned a lot of what I liked and a lot of what I didn't like in this business. And I was at a point in that company where there weren't systems in place, and I wasn't able to truly help somebody make an extra couple $100 consistently. And that's why people start this, right? People don't miss their bills by thousands. Actually, I was missing by thousands, but most people only miss their bills by hundreds. So they come to supplement their income. So I kind of stepped back from that business. And during that time, my husband, he got hurt. He was a police officer and he got hurt on the job fighting a guy. And he got medically retired. He blew out his knee and it was never going to be the same since. And so he wasn't able to do the job. So he got medically retired. And we lost 2/3 of our income, and our benefits were like stripped from us overnight. We did not have a backup plan. And we started going backwards every month. No one really knew what the situation was. No one knew that we were broke. No one knew that our credit cards were maxed out or that our accounts were always overdrawn. And it took a huge toll on our relationship. And there was so much stress and so much tension. And, my phone got shut off at one point and my card would decline at the grocery store. And we would argue about, well, is today the day that our lights are going to get shut off or the water shut off? Like, it was not a good, happy time in our lives. And all of that was going on, but it was not until it took a toll on my kids. There was a day that was where I felt like it was my rock bottom, where my oldest daughter, Emmy, she was about 6 at the time. She came, I took them over to my parents' house that day, and she asked my mom if she could bring home some dog food for Bobo. Bo is our golden retriever, and we had run out of dog food and we had no way of buying more. Like, our account was overdrawn and our cards were maxed out. There was literally no feasible way to bring home dog food. And she overheard us talking about it and asked my mom if she could bring it home. You guys, that is not a 6-year-old's job. It's not her job to figure out how to feed the animals. Okay. And so when my mom confronted me a little bit, she was like, Britt, what's going on? Like, why, like, what is happening? And I broke down, and it was in that moment that I decided, like, that's not going to be our story. Like, this is not going to be who we are. I am never going to let my kids worry about stuff like this. So just like Pina said, I had been watching for a long time. I was watching people make the switch to this company. I was watching people build very successful businesses here in a pretty quick time period. And I knew that this was different. You guys, I've seen in the chat asking if this is like Amway. No, there are tons of businesses out there that you can do from home, like tons. And for me, if I was going to do this again, it had to be different than anything and everything else out there. It had to be special. It had to like check all of the boxes that I was looking for. So when I reached out and started asking questions, I felt like there's no way, like, this is too good to be true. And when things are too good to be true, run, right? But I was just desperate enough that I was like, well, maybe this is too good to pass up. And so that's what I chose. And I jumped all in. And I said, tell me what to do and I'll do it, because I wanted what they had. So I plugged into the systems. I did what I was told and put my head down and I worked my booty off. I am a very hard worker. I am very like obsessive personality. I'm all in or not at all, which is good and bad at times. And this ended up being good. I worked really hard, and in 6 months we hit a position called Black Diamond. And at the time, that was the highest rank that anyone had ever hit. Black Diamond is a set pay of $120,000 a month. And I couldn't believe it. I just needed to not go backwards every month. I wasn't necessarily looking to make that kind of money, but it was very welcomed. I was not pushing it away. But my favorite thing about the success that we experienced was that it wasn't just me. And that was one of the things that I was looking for. I needed a place that had systems that I could help other people do the same thing. And so not only do I have nearly 50 six-figure earners on my team, which I am so proud of, but we have helped thousands of families supplement their income. And that's why they started this in the first place. So I am not going to use slides tonight. I'm just going to kind of share with you from my heart of what I was looking for and what I have found and what it's done. And maybe this could be a good fit for you too. And if it's not, that's okay. Maybe you know somebody that it could be a good fit for. But the first thing that I was looking for was I knew that I wanted to have timing on my side. In my previous company, I joined after it was saturated, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's well known and it already has a reputation and a brand. But I joined after all the momentum had already happened. And when you join a company, when the momentum is still ahead of you, that is the sweet spot that people look for when building a business. And that's where we're at. If you look at like the S curve, like a basic S curve in business, we are literally at like the peak where it's about to like skyrocket. And even though we've experienced over 1,700% growth year over year since 2018, we still have like at least 5 to 7 more years of this crazy, insane momentum as we become $1 billion industry. And that's where we're headed. And right now, being a part of becoming that brand, that's exciting. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to be a part of that and capitalize on that momentum. We were actually just named the fastest growing health and wellness company in this industry. So that alone is huge when it comes to the timing and where we're at. And obviously all eyes are on us right now. I also wanted to be in a place where I had a voice and I was able to collaborate with our corporate executives and our owners. And here it's really special. When you look at the corporate side and the field side, we work together in a 50-50 partnership. I don't work for them and they don't work for me. We are true partners. And that alone is special. Pina, she's only been here a couple of months and she already earned a trip to Bali and she got to experience that firsthand. And she got to like spend time with our corporate partners and really get to build relationships that way. You guys, I don't know if you've ever done this before. Maybe you have no experience, but that's actually not normal in this space. Normally, you'll never know who those people are. They're just kind of behind a screen and you don't have relationships with them. But I knew that I needed to have that. I needed to have a voice. I needed to have collaboration where I had a say in things. And that's what we have. Myself, I am on our advisory council. So I work directly with our owners. Same with Claudia. You guys, Claudia is on our equity council and she also has direct access to corporate. And that is so special. I knew I wanted to be aligned in a place where we owned our products. In my previous company, which again, it's an amazing company. I have nothing negative to say, but that company did not own their products. They just slapped their label on it. And so that's called white labeling. Okay. That is not a smart business move. And I came here because it was a smart business move. It's not a smart business move because one, that means the company is spending money to pay for formulas and pay for licensing and to pay for technologies. That's money out of the compensation plan. The other thing when you don't own the products is the owner of the product can pull it anytime they want. And that actually happened in that last company. There was this flagship product that all of the early on people built their businesses based around. And then that original formula got taken. The owner took it. So it was gone. So they had to kind of recreate something similar, but it was never the same. So here we own all of our products, all of them. We do not white label anything, which allows us to create and pivot and do whatever we want, whatever we want. We know that science doesn't stand still. And so neither do we. When it comes to the product and the business side, we move quickly. And I happen to love that. Not everybody does. So that's why it might not be a good fit, but I actually love our pace. I love that we move quickly. I love that all of our momentum is planned because our president, Jake Spencer, he built in this field for 11 years. He made millions of dollars. He built teams of hundreds of thousands of people. And he knows that it doesn't just happen. Success happens on purpose. Momentum happens on purpose. It's planned. And we release new products, new promos, new flavors, new this, new that, minimum every 45 days. It's actually usually less, but minimum every 45 days. And going into our convention in January that I'm going to talk about, we have a convention here in the States in January, and then there in Australia in February. We are launching into a brand new vertical, a completely new space that happens to be $1 trillion industry. So when you want to talk about timing and being smart and strategic, that is where we're at. I love that our products, we have a full product suite, something for everybody, something for every need, every type of person, and every price point. I've actually never had to turn somebody away because we didn't have something that they wanted. The other thing that I love, going back to the collaboration piece with the field, is that a lot of our products have actually come as ideas from people like you. They literally go to someone like Claudia or myself with an idea. We bring it to them and they can make it if they think it's a good idea. That's how it works. That's how most recently our pre-workout happened. And even more recently, we have this new adrenal support drink called Brew. Our owner's wife, Sarah, dealt with adrenal fatigue, and she's like, we need to have a product on that. So they made it. It's really cool how that works. I knew that I needed to be in a place with a fair comp plan. You guys, the industry standard of compensation plans only pays out about 32%. So like all of the money that comes in monthly, usually only 32% gets paid out to the ambassadors or whatever distributors, whatever you want to call them. In our comp plan, we pay back out 46 to 50% to the field. That is unheard of. That doesn't happen. I'll go even further than that. That 70% of the money paid out to the field goes to the first 5 ranks: Builder, Pro, Executive, Elite, and Bronze, because it's the newest people that we need to get paid. Now, that does not mean that the people at the top are suffering. Trust me, we're not. But the newest people are getting paid, and that is what matters. So our comp plan, it's volume-based. It means that you build 3 legs wide and then infinite levels deep. There's no cap, there's no cutoff. Every single order on every single level counts. Plus, whoever you enroll with, they have the ability to build under you and to place volume under you. When I learned and understood the fact that my team could benefit from my recruiting efforts, I was sold. Like the fact that I can actually gift volume and help people win, I could not believe it, because that was not the case where I came from. Where I came from, you built as wide as possible. You basically only like 3 levels deep. It was terrible. Like it was impossible to make money. Like the sun had to be shining at the right angle. Like it was silly. Okay. This is so different. It's volume based. You don't need certain people to get to certain ranks for you to hit your rank, because that creates not a good culture. That creates incorrect behaviors. I have learned that the way a comp plan is written actually determines the behavior of the fields. So here, with every order on every level counting, you have top leaders reaching down to the very bottom of the organization, working with the newest person, helping them have success, helping them get their investment back by next Friday, because we actually get paid every single Friday. Whatever you do from a Friday to a Friday, you get that paycheck the following Friday. And that is the goal. I was looking for a place that had systems, something that was already ready to go, ready made. You just plug into it and it works. Like you don't have to learn all the things first. And when I learned that there were systems already in place, I was like, yes, like it's simple. You do ABC, you get XYZ. And we launch your business in your first 24 to 48 hours to teach you these systems, because my goal for you is to get your investment back by next Friday and to hit executive at the end of your first month. Right now, with our Christmas cash bonuses that are happening, you guys, when you hit executive, normally when you hit executive, you're going to make like $750, which is still a heck of a lot of money for a new person. But with Christmas cash, you're going to make $1,005 US. Pina, what is that in Australian dollars? I don't even know.
So $750 is $1,050. That's just the base monthly pay for executive. And we have several people on this team already regularly hitting the set pay for executive. So the additional Christmas bonuses would be close to $2,000. That's the Christmas cash, which is going through to January, because obviously another smart thing about our company is Christmas cash isn't just needed before Christmas. We need to recover.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons why, if you think you might want to do this, it's really smart to partner with us this month, because you have to start this month in order to get the extra bonuses. You guys, I personally don't like to leave any money on the table. Like, I need everyone to claim the cash that is presenting itself. So if you start with us this month, you still have until the end of January to hit those ranks and claim that cash, but you do have to start this month. I love, there's so many things about this that I love. I love that we have a MyQFit app. I love that we have a fitness platform. I love that we have a financial freedom movement, and this is something that is new to Australia. This has only been launched in the United States for a period of time, but now it is moving to Australia because of the insane growth. So markets have to prove themselves before the FFM, the financial freedom movement, will come to that country. So the FFM, you get free financial coaching, and there's also a bonus attached to it that goes towards the debt of your choice. Pina, do you want to share? I'll share my FFM story. If you want to talk a little bit about what the FFM means to you? You guys, for me, go ahead. You share yours first.
Okay. Well, for me, the thing that really stood out when I first sat with Brittany and Claudia just 3 months ago, there were a few things that really spoke to me about Q Sciences. But one thing that it was just drumming in my ears, having worked in network marketing before, was the fact that Q Sciences don't do cars. And you'll see a lot of posts from a lot of new ambassadors in companies that have been there for 12 months and have gotten a free car. And guys, go and have a look on car sales and all of the websites and look at how many brand new white cars are out for sale, and talk through your network with friends who have earned those cars. And the car is leased in their name. It's like our family name. And it's wonderful if you're guaranteed that your business is always going to hit those numbers. Guaranteed, not affected by, things outside of your control, and you can maintain that cost to run your vehicle. And if you ever separate from the company, it's wonderful. This gorgeous car goes with you, and that's beautiful. But you have to meet those numbers to make sure that you're able to substantiate that vehicle. One of the things that Brittany told me was about this FFM, and I was like, what's this? And she dug deeper into it, which she'll probably do in a sec, but I was really attracted to the fact that I get to spend that extra bonus. If my business is doing consistently well, there's this extra piece of the pie that you can tap into, and I can spend that on whatever debt I want, what I see as important, my home mortgage or my car repayments. I can choose where that goes. So it's not about the bells and whistles. Hey, look at the car I'm driving. It was more authentic. Like, they really want to come into our back pocket at home and actually feel there and feel homes of families. So that was, again, I'm not a bells and whistles person. And that really spoke to me, Britt.
Yeah, we're not a flashy company. We do things a little bit differently, and we think that financial literacy is important, and it's something that's not talked about in this industry that needs to be. I actually, in my last company, I actually had a car program, and I had the car. And there's this thing that happens when you earn the car where you feel this pressure to actually go get it, even though it's not a good financial move, because I don't know, whatever you believe about a car program, you still have to go lease it in your own name. It's still all on you. And if you hit the rank, then the company will pay a portion of the lease, but it's never fully free. And so when I hit it, my husband was so against it. And I was like, but no, like, we have to go get it. We have to show that we earned it. And he's like, I don't think it's a good idea. But as most husbands do, he gave in. And he probably wanted to shut me up. We went and got it. And it was the worst financial decision we could have made, because that rank was not sustainable for me to keep. And so we were out $700 a month that we didn't have trying to pay this car payment. Last thing I'm going to say about car programs is 50% of all cars leased in car programs get repossessed. because they cannot make the payment. So we're not going to do that to you here. Here you get the coaching. So when I came to Q, we had $50,000 of credit card debt. We had no money in savings, no money in checking. If you would have seen our overdraft fees, it would make you want to puke. Okay. It was bad. Our credit score was in the 500s, which is really bad. I don't know if it's the same in Australia. Is it the same? Anyways, when I met with our coach and we came up with a plan of how to get out of that mess, I felt so free. I felt so encouraged and empowered that we had a plan. And because of her, we are set up for success. We have security. We have life insurance policies in place. We have a SEP IRA. Like we have retirement plans set up. Like we're good. And that feels so good. So that is something really special. We're really big on intrinsic value here in Q. So when you partner with us, like, yes, you're going to get amazing products. That's a given. Yes, you're going to have a fair compensation plan, an amazing business and business partners and collaboration. On top of that, what else? You get MyQFit. You get this fitness app where you have access to trainers for free. You have different workout programs and meal methods and macro tracking, all those things. You get the FFM, the Financial Freedom Movement, just for being in Q. And that is special. We have our 5 Fs: faith, family, friends, fitness, and finances. You guys, your faith and your family are always number 1 and number 2. Nothing in Q, nothing else will ever come before that. And then we also believe that it's important to focus on your friendships, on your finances, on your fitness, all of those things. And it's something that you'll hear about a lot here. So at the end of the day, it checked all my boxes. I knew that I didn't want to miss this opportunity. So I jumped all in. And it was a smart business move. And not only on the business side, it has been just so incredible for our family, what it's done for my marriage, what it's done in our kids' lives, in all of the ways. So we have consumable products. When you're in a business that is consumable, our products need to be taken every day and ordered every month to feel your best. So that makes sense business-wise, right? Our compensation plan, it's so generous, but it's also just fair. And we're not used to seeing a fair comp plan. There's tax benefits, obviously, that come with owning your own business. And then the timing play. The timing is the thing that you don't want to miss out on, because you will look back and you will say, dang it, I should have done that. But again, this isn't for everybody. But if there was something that I said that stuck out to you that you're like, maybe this is for me, then let's talk. Get with whoever invited you to come listen to this and maybe ask some more questions. And if it is, we'll launch you. We're going to help you. We handhold. We don't just kind of throw you to the wolves here. We're going to help you hit those fast start ranks, Builder Pro Executive. We're going to help you get that Christmas cash. You guys, Pina and Claudia are incredible leaders. And we don't take that lightly. We don't take that trust and why your family needs this. We don't take that lightly. So Pina, that's all I have. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. And I think if there's anything that has spoken to you or touched some curiosity, exactly what Brittany said, circle back to the person who invited you, come into our chats. We have got chats everywhere with so many people having lots of different questions. We don't throw you into huge on fire chats. We do have those as well, but we start off with yourself and one person who's more experienced in Q Sciences that can answer some of those questions for you in a safe place, private place where you can talk to us about what it is that you're looking for. Disbelief as well, talking about the people around you who may not be pouring belief into you. And I look at Brittany's story. I tell this all the time, and what Claudia did in 5 months. And I always say, imagine if Claudia and Brittany had taken on board what sister or girlfriend or cousin said, oh, that's one of those, seriously. I just look back at what they did in 5 months, and I hope that those people who had that doubt or breathed any doubt in are part of this journey now, because it is gracious and we want to bless everyone that we can. And there's going to be moments where it's going to have its ups and downs. And that's why this community, this friendship and support as business owners, we all get that. We're going to need it, because this industry in Australia, we need this more than ever. We know that nutraceuticals is on the rise. People are looking to improve their health, to break out of systemic type mentalities and to take on something new. So we know this is going to be a growth period for us, but we're here with you to hold hands, where Brittany is right behind us and teaching us all the things. So jump in, ask questions, and we have more information to share with you as soon as you're ready. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Brittany. Hope you're keeping warm. We can send some of our heat your way.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. Bye.